Welcome again to William Weller Games Corner. Today I'm gonna be playing the final DLC for The Rise of the Golden Idol. I'm afraid I have played already the main game and the previous DLCs before I started this channel, so the only thing I have to play now is this final DLC, which has been released just today. So if you don't know The Rise of the Golden Idol, or if you don't know the case of the Golden Idol, you're not gonna find them in my channel, but I'm sure you can find them everywhere else. They are amazing deduction games where, as you will see in a moment, you examine why am I explaining this. You're about to see me play The Curse of the Last Reaper. Pirates. They heed to the curse of the last Reaper, a horrifying tale for the ages. Now, if you haven't played The Rise for the Golden Idol and you intend to, some of the previous DLCs did contain what you could consider spoilers for the main game. I don't think it's gonna stop you from enjoying the game, but given that this is a pure deduction game, knowing anything that the game doesn't expect you to know can affect the experience. So my recommendation would be go and play it. Very good deduction game. So this is what we just saw. Messire Day Islands. Let's see. Last Orders. A deadly end and a murderous beginning. Here we are. Apparently we have two different ages to see. We are looking at 1797, but we also have 1927 to look at. Same place. We have 49 words to find, 52 spots, and initially we have an empty set of 10 names and some events. In 1797, in 1927, and however, we're not gonna get anything for now. Let's take a look at the people first. What on earth were you doing traveling with something so dangerous? If I'd have known what was in that crate, I'd never have let you keep it in your room. So this is a bartender or maybe a pub landlord or similar. He has a washcloth and a corkscrew shot. We have a first word and 3 spots, and a dying man. I'm sorry, son. I'm so sorry. He has a wooden nose. He has a key with the number 2 and a fish symbol on it, and a flint pistol. Flint pistol, I think it is flintstock pistol. Pistol is empty, barrel is still warm. So just shot that. And there is a book. If found, please return to Wesley Beckett, barkeep at the Red Heron Inn in Port Armando. Substantial reward available. So I'm guessing that is Wesley Beckett. This man is probably Wesley Beckett, as he looks to be the barkeep. August 13th, 1797. Room 1, we have Eleanor, do not disturb. In room 2, we have Eleazar, requested healer your life. Room 3, Marlowe, blind, wants to change room. So room 2, Eleazar. So this man, given he has key for number 2, is probably Eleazar. What's in here? We are out. The red herring. The red herring, of course. And someone in the night. What is the meaning of this strange sketch that the evil beast dropped as it fled into the waves? A bad omen, perhaps? If so, I fear the Boston's prognosis is grim. What's this? Dear Mother. A red tincture. Dried roots and herbs. A beast. Is that everything we can... Yeah. There's nothing else in 1797. Okay, let's jump to 1927, which is 130 years after. More people. Who is this? A shame to see that goated fool leave. I was enjoying watching him drool over his modern forgery. At least Mr. Wiles and Miss Swan are still here to amuse me with their naivety. Mr. Wiles and Miss Swan. So that's probably these two people. She has a map. Yeah. A map with a red X in an island with a boar picture. Some shrimp in the sea. Fugu and tortoises. Turtles. A ring. A ruby ring. Ruby. And creatures of the Messirades, which was the name of these islands. Kitchen's squirrel. This species of squirrel was discovered by Kitson, who immediately noticed his penchant for conspiring with animals of other species and its distrust of fellow squirrels. Solan puffer. Discovered in 1823, this pufferfish is known to emit toxins that raise blue patches on the skin when it is attacked. It can be identified by the double cross symbol on its back, so that's what was in the map. Cyanic chameleon. This lizard's ultimate weapon is its camouflage, which triggers whenever the reptile is tampered with. Tropical elephant. Only found in the Messirade Islands. This elephant has an incredible memory and a fondness for shellfish. It is known to trample the surrounding fauna when panicking. And there is a paper for local library. This book has been borrowed by Jules Sutcliffe on January the 9th, by Roger MacDonald on May the 13th, and by Myrtle Song on August 24th, which means this woman must be Myrtle Song. Or she has stolen the book. Myrtle Song. Now this is Miss Swan. Sorry to burst your bubble, Jasper, but that's a fake. I've got the real one right here in my pocket. Wait, where has it gone? He has some cigarettes with a bird and a knife. And then the man must be Wiles Jasper Wiles. And she is Eliza. So Eliza Swan and Jasper Wiles. Trust me, Eliza, yours isn't worth the paper it's drawn on anyway. My research proves that mine is the genuine artifact. Okay, so they are discussing which map is the correct one. This one has plants, coffee, sugar, pepper, and booze. What's this? The battered code. Receipt. Table 1. Ansel M. 1 Mariner's Lightning. Amount to pay 3 points. And there is a newspaper. Port Armando Times. 7 of August 1927. 7 of August. Leg cutters loot with lighthouse. Gangsters use the historic lighthouse on Skull Island. Skull Island looks like a rabbit to me. The historic lighthouse on Skull Island to crash ships so that they could then rob them. The leg cutters, so named because they chop off their victims' legs and dry them so as to steal their boots intact, used the St. Osman Lighthouse, built in 1813, to run aground 3 vessels yesterday. The ships were then plundered by the gang's sole female member, known only as Light Hands Loretta. Flying high. The 5th annual Airplane Stunt Championships took place yesterday. Keith Chalmers, Lawrence Fryer, and Percy Greggs came first, second, and third, respectively. Last year's winner, Eliza Swan, did not take part. No reason has yet been given, so she is a pilot. So this book, it was borrowed on August 24th, but the newspaper is from August 7th. So is August 24th from last year, or is this 2 weeks after? Probably it's 2 weeks after this paper. There's something here. On this spot, more than 100 years ago, Bosun Gardner was mauled to death. Mauled to death. That must be the beast. Gardner. Bosun is in charge of the gunpowder and the cannons, I think, in a boat, in a pirate boat. Is this guy a bosun? So he was mauled by a beast. He then shot the beast and the beast ran away. Yeah, that makes sense. So this guy is Eleazar Gardner, a bosun. Okay, there are more places here now. A lot more places. This is the entrance again. We have the Battered Code, established in 1892. So this was established almost 100 years. Yeah, 105 years after the events in the first scene. We have a horse with saddles with an E and an S. An E and an S that will correspond to Eliza Swan. And she has another map with a dragon, kraken, and some kind of 2 other sea monsters in it. another horse with cigarettes with a boat and matches, and a guy calling, "Hey boss, it's Marsh. Guess what I've just Guess what I've just got hold of. The one and only remaining map from Captain Triton. Final voyage. Positive is the real deal." This has another map with a clover, what's this? A watering can, or maybe it's a beer mug. I forgot the name of this. And a fish. So this is Marsh. And she was saying, "Ashamed to see that goated fool leave." Which she's talking about Marsh. Okay. Now there is a boat with a man, a sailor with a pipe. "Cost me a pretty penny, this map, but it's gonna pay off big, real big." He has another map with 4 different lighthouses. In here, Captain Radigan Olita's pub crawl boat tour of the Mesirade Islands. Highlights include the rusty anchor and the raised tankard. Okay, so in that map, that was not a mug, it was a tankard, and that was an anchor. Thank you, game. So Radigan Olita is this man. What else? We have a dog here and a man. "What are you barking at? What have you seen? Oh, heaven have mercy." He has a skull pendant. I think there was someone in the past with the same pendant. "My noble son, I leave to you this necklace, which belonged to my father Abacus." So that's the man in the past, Abacus, which I think was this one. Abacus. "May you hand it down to your own children one day, your loving father." Crumble paper. "Edward, I'll raise my bid 1,200 coins. This is my final offer." Edward. He has it, so this must be Edward. And some keys. And a dead person really mangled. The woman is not breathing. 1,200 coins inside her boot, which is exactly the offer in that crumbled piece of paper. "Mrs. Bourdais, as agreed, here is the 1,200 in advance. Once you are done, meet me back at the entry-exit point in the courtyard in front of the museum, as per your instructions. Once you have given me what I have paid for, I will ride off into the night, never for you to hear from me again." So this is Mrs. Bourdais. And she was going into the museum, probably using the sewers. She has a crowbar and a manhole cover key to enter and exit the sewers. Here we can see cigarette with a boat, which means that if she entered this way, this is her horse. But it could be that the person that was waiting, she was working for someone, and that's the person. Inside the museum, Old Woman by unknown artist, date 1790s, which matches our other thing, donated by A. Your Life. Abacus Your Life, probably. Which would make this man Edward Your Life. Flintlock, I was correct. Flintlock pistol, 1790s. Once owned by one of the pirates from Captain Triton's infamous crew, who went missing along with their ship, the Last Reaper, after looting a Lemurian vessel. Could this be Abacus Triton then? This specimen was discovered on a nearby beach after the tsunami of 1905 washed away one of the Merseyrail Islands. And finally, E. Your Life's Museum of Antiquity. E. Your Life. Edward Your Life. Okay, so this matches. This guy, this is his museum. The doors are locked. The manhole is open. And I have no idea of anything yet. What proves each map is not the original from 1797? I see. Okay, so first we need to finish with the names. With our full knowledge, let's go back. What is the meaning of this strange sketch that the evil beast dropped as it fled into the waves? Eleanor? Eleazar y Marlowe, blind. Eleanor? There is nothing else to find in the past. Ansel M. Oh, that's Marsh then. Ansel Marsh. We are only missing the name of the dead woman, which seems likely is gonna be Eleanor. Ashamed to see. Whoa. Discovered by Kitchen. That doesn't help. Wilson Gardner. That's correct. Jasper. Eliza. So, 1 second. The Solan Puffer was discovered in 1823. which means that this one cannot be from 1797. Light Hans Loretta. Could this be Loretta? Saint Osman Lighthouse, built in 1813. Historic lighthouse on Skull Island. So this must be Skull Island. Yeah, has the shape of a skull, but the lighthouse wasn't built until 1813, so that's incorrect. Morte, who are you? Could you be Loretta? Do we have the word Loretta? Yeah, she was Light Hans Loretta. We have all the names. Let's see if we can find why the others are incorrect. Let's see. The battle code. That's the symbol here. But we have seen that it was established in 1892, so this one cannot be correct. So only 2 missing. What else do we have? This guy has a leg tattooed. Somewhere there is a clue. But where? Probably in the museum. In stock. Old woman. Old woman, so this is the paper that the beast left in the past. That the paper that Abacus Your Life found. This specimen was discovered on a nearby beach after the tsunami of 1905 washed away one of the Miserate Islands. And that's this kind of man with strange arms. But that doesn't seem to match. Wait, all of these are the same set of islands, obviously. They are just rotated, so this is the same as this. But the Skull Island doesn't appear here. That's because it was washed away by the tsunami in 1905. So this one cannot be because there is no island here. So this is the right one. Now we just need to put everything into place. In 1797, who in turn afterwards outside. So afterwards, Abacus Your Life found Map, money, knife, gangster, horse, crowbar, boat, beast. Shot, stabbed, tamper, trample. Huh. Tincture. Found a tincture, but that's not the important thing. He found a picture, not a tincture. Okay. I think this is probably this guy, Eleazar Gardner, a beast, mauled Eleazar Gardner, who in turn shot the beast. Afterwards, Abacus Jolife found a tincture, which doesn't seem to match a knife. Could be. 1927. Who hired you? Edward, I'll raise my bid. This is my final offer. Okay, so has to be Edward. But why would he hire someone to rob his own museum? No, so someone wanted to buy the portrait from Edward, and because he didn't want it to, they hired the leg cutter, Light Hans Loretta, to steal it. Who did that? It's hard to say. We know Loretta was hired to steal the map from Edward Jolife's museum. I want to go back 1 second. I want to take another look at this. Is this already a map? How is this a map? Dear Mother. There is no map here. However, try to with the show with a. Who hired Loretta Bordet? Was it this captain? Was it Marsh? What do we have as clues of who hired you? Oh, so she's a leg cutter, and he is a leg cutter. So they are both leg cutters. So who is the boss of the leg cutters? Who could be the boss of the leg cutters? Meet me back at the entry-exit point in the courtyard in front of the museum. As per your instructions, once you have given me what I have paid for, I will ride off into the night. Okay, so that cigarette is from whoever hired Loretta, which means that this horse is from whoever hired Loretta, and it's someone that is not yes, so it's not Eliza Swan. Could it be Ansel Marsh? Someone that smokes cigarettes with a boat. Any clues? Could it be you? Could it be you? Answer M. One mariner's lightning. That's very likely this mariner's lightning, which means it's Ansel Marsh, which means he also has the real map. Who has the real map? The real map is the one with the coffee and all of that. His map is not the real one. Yeah, this guy has the real map. But I think the cigarettes mean that Ansel Marsh hired Loretta Bourdet. However, someone beat her to death with the crowbar. This is the point where usually you need to fill in some spaces that are not explicitly here. But I think someone battered, mauled, trampled, tampered, stabbed. I would say probably battered, Loretta, which means Ansel Marsh. However, tried to flee with the map. So I guess that has to be Loretta trying to flee, or anything else doesn't make sense. And that is incorrect. Now, we can think of this in a different way. This guy has the real map. So Jasper Wiles, the real map, the most likely place for the real map is 6. Which would make Jasper Wiles, who hired Loretta, and Jasper Wiles, who battered Loretta. But that's also not true. Loretta Bourdet tried to flee with the map. That's what you can see here. She's not coming back, she's going to a different place. Found a tincture. So I'm gonna say that he found a map. Yes. Only 2 or 3 were incorrect. Probably batter should be mauled, stabbed, trampled. Eleazar Garner, who in turn shot the beast. Afterwards, Abacus Jolai found a map outside. In 1927, Jasper Wiles hired Loretta Bordet to steal the map from Edward Jolife's museum. However, Loretta Bordet tried to flee with the map. So Jasper Wiles battered, I think battered is not the right verb here, let's say mauled Loretta Bordet with a crowbar. No, wait, is that what happened? Because I'm thinking now, this is too much for a crowbar. But someone clean there is blood in this trough. So probably they trample her with the horse. Yes, who has water. So this horse has been washed here from the blood. So really, Jasper Wiles trampled with a horse. You have solved the scenario. Loretta was supposed to exit the sewers via the manhole cover outside the front of the museum. Instead, she left through the one behind the museum in an attempt to escape with the map. But Jasper spotted her, chased her on horseback, and trampled her to death. Afterwards, he washed the blood from his horse's legs in a trough in the alley. Jasper, Eliza, allow me to introduce you to the rest of the team. You already know Miss Song, our scientific advisor. What branch of science do you specialize in? Animals physiology. Tally-ho! That's Ivan Kearns, our driver and explorer extraordinaire. I'm sure you've heard of him. And last, but not least, our trusty captain. Esteemed gentlemen, on the 27th of February, a Lemurian vessel was unlawfully attacked and her cargo pillaged. This incident has enraged the Lemurians even more than such acts typically warrant. Accordingly, I hereby issue the following strict orders. All vessels entering our harbors or encountered upon the high seas by our naval officers, by our naval forces, shall be thoroughly searched for Lemurian relics. Any such articles discovered are to be seized forthwith. Any persons found in possession of said articles are to be apprehended and, following a proper and lawful tribunal, hanged for piracy, as befits their crime. This order shall remain in place for 20 years. Sincerely yours, Nicholas Maker, President of the Noble Seven Seas Company, Lanka, Lemuria region. Second scenario, Broadside Betrayal. Mutiny aboard the Last Reaper. We keep the same. We can change from 1797 and 1927. We have 41 words, 62 spots. We have roles to determine. We know this is the boson. And 2 events. Man is bleeding out. Cutlass inspection. Cutlass. Swift, still using cutlass made of cheap, low-grade metal, replaced Lane, Nanda, and Valerius cutlasses blunt, sharpened soon. So this guy was in charge of the cutlasses. A cutlass, a dagger, cutlass. How do you pronounce cutlass?
Cutlass. Cutlass. Cutlass.
Cutlass. Who's this? Who this? Quick now! We are wanted in the captain's quarters. But this is not the captain. He has a dagger. He has a flintlock pistol. Another guy. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. With a cutlass. Then prepare to use your life, just as you and your followers lost the boat. He's foaming, literally foaming. A cutlass and an axe. What do we have here? To all hands aboard the last Reaper. With the untimely passing of Captain Triton, the fate of this ship now lies in the hands of her crew. As per the pirate code, the new leadership shall be decided by vote. The following terms are hereby set forth. The vote shall take place on the deck at high noon. Each crew member shall cast 1 vote, with the exceptions of the powder monkey, whose rank does not grant them such privilege, and the candidates themselves. The tally shall follow below once all votes are counted. Alistair Sims and William Nanda, and Alistair seems to have won 5 votes to 4. But there is a bullet lodged in the mast, so they were not happy. And in here we have a guy with a floral bandana and a gold tooth. You may outnumber us, but we're twice the sailors you'll ever be. Surrender now, and I might let you keep breathing. A dagger, cutlass, and a kukri. Pile of cannonballs, a ladder, and another guy. I ain't cut out for this. I chop meat, not men. I don't want to die down here all alone. Ma, please watch over me. Heaver, so this must be the cook. There's also a rowboat with the people. The boy is comatose. Probably the monkey, the powder monkey. Sorry lad, there is only room for me and my boy. It's every man for himself now. This is the bosun, we know. A harpoon. A map. A real map. And a cutlass. By the way, if you haven't played The Case of the Golden Idol or The Rise of the Golden Idol, it's always like this. Every scene goes prior to the previous one. So we go back in time, getting more and more context of how things ended up that way. So that's why the bosun is alive here. Have you lost your wits? We're on the same bloody side. Pull me aboard. And a cutlass. And in here we have what looks like a recreation of the Return of the Obra Dinn. Hey hoy, man! Get your backsides here now! With a mutiny on our hands! My best Barbossa voice. Cutlass, a flintlock pistol, and a pocket watch. The inclusion of this pocket watch makes me think that this is even more a reference to the Return of the Obra Dinn. Take this, you filthy rat. He has a flintlock pistol and a to-do list. See to Gardener's nose and Horner's leg. Okay, so Gardner is the bosun, we know that, and whoever is missing a leg is Horns. And in here, you're no captain, you couldn't find gold in the gunner's gob. A flintlock pistol, a cutlass, and a dagger. Now, let's go to 1927. I think we're done in 1797. Topple. The mast has toppled. In the bottom of the sea, we have someone harpooned and sunk. Here we have people dead, a grating, are you alright down there? There's no one in here. There is a pipe, still smoking, and a trace of blood. There is someone dead with a cleaver in their head. The man with the golden teeth is dead here. We have an arm, a shiny gem, a net. What's going on down there, Ivan? This is the woman from the pub. A ruby ring, liters of the mesurates. This is exactly the same as before. Wooden leg, so this is Horn. That is the monkey, I'm guessing. Yes, the small man. This ship is falling apart. Let's leave. Tell the old geezer to forget whatever junk he saw that drove him down there. Expedition contract. The spoils of this expedition shall be split among the 6 party members as follows. Antoine Spilsbury, sponsor, 35%. Jasper Wiles, 15%. Eliza Swan, 15%. Ivan Kearns, 15%. Radigan Olita, 10%. Myrtle Song, 10%. That adds up to 100, so all seems to be correct. An engraved cigar case, AS. So this man is Antoine Spilsbury. And a ruby ring. So he and Myrtle Song belong probably to the same secret organization. Skeletons. Who is who? And here we have an action ahead. Someone with a ring. A dagger in an eye. Captain shot in the head. Wait, Yeah, we need to select the victim, the killer, and the weapon. This is a reference to the Obradin. Look here, I found the ship's log, and it contains the name of that bosun we saw mentioned in the Batter Code. I am now confused. This is before or this is after? The previous scene is hard to say. It has the map, so this must be after the previous scene. Then ignore what I said. They not always go back in time. And we have all of the roles. Jacques Triton, Captain, Leader of Ship. Cyril Amiot, Quartermaster, Second in Command. Alistair Sims, First Mate, in charge of daily operations. William Nunda, Second Mate, oversees cruise work. Peter Lane, Navigator, plots courses. Eleazar Garner, Bosun, maintains discipline. Ezekiel Parker, Master at Arms, responsible for weapons. So that's the guy with the cutlass list. Sebastian Horn, Helmsman, steers ship. Rafael Valerio, Gunner, manages cannons. Ada Baker, Surgeon, treats injuries and illnesses. This is already crossed out. So the captain is dead. I'm guessing the quartermaster and the surgeon also died, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. We also have the scrivener, keeps records. It's also probably dead. Tom Atkin, the seaman, various tasks, and Jimbo Jenkins, seaman, various tasks. Horatio Leon, carpenter, repairs hull and other woodworking. Maria Swift, sailmaker, maintains and repairs sails. Moody Pollock, rigger, works ropes and sails. Maurice Sherwin, cook, prepares food. Stefan Garner, powder monkey, runs gunpowder to cannons. So the powder monkey is related to the bosun. We are missing one spot here. Very interesting, Jasper. Good work. All right. So roles. Skeletons. Let's fill in the roles. I think we can do that quite easily. This guy is the captain. In the captain's quarters. What am I saying? The captain is dead. This would be, he's saying you're no captain, which means that guy must be Alistair Sims. And Alistair Sims was the first mate. So this is the first mate, Alistair Sims. Now we know this guy is the bosun. He says there's room for me and my boy. So this is the monkey. Which will mean this guy is the other monkey. What else? We know this is Horn. because of the wooden leg. Horn is the helmsman, Sebastian Horn. The helmsman, now. He died here. But where is Sebastian Horn? Ah, he's here with the axe. But this guy. That's the helmsman. This guy with the cutlass. The guy obsessed with the cutlass will be the Master at Arms, Ezekiel Parker. Master at Arms. What else do we know that is easy? This is the cook. And who are you? I have no idea who you are. But I know the cook will kill you. So the other option was William Nunda. Who is William Nunda? William Nunda was the second mate. Now, who seems to be the most likely? This guy? Do. See to Gardner's nose, Horn's leg. No, this guy is the carpenter. This guy is the carpenter, which means he is Horatio Leon. Who are you? Is a woman? There are not that many women in here. It's not Ada Baker, she is already dead. Maria Swift. Has to be Maria Swift, I think. But this is the sailmaker. What are we missing? We're missing the second mate. We're missing navigator, gunner, and rigger. Fine, what do we know from each of these? The navigator, Peter Lane, Plot's courses. Peter Lane. The guy in the hold, the guy at sea, or one of the two guys in the deck. Are you the navigator? Are you the navigator? Or are you the navigator? Pull me aboard. Or are you the navigator? No, I don't think I know. Rigger, gunner, second mate. Rigger, Moody Pollock. Works ropes and sails. Gunner, Rafael Valerio. Mantis cannons. Or William Nunda oversees cruise work. What do I have around? Why are there 4 dead people here? There was only 3 around. Why does this one have strange teeth? How do I know who is who? This guy has a tattoo on the back. Swift is still using cutlass made of cheap, low-grade metal, replaced soon. Line, Nunda, and Valerius, cutlass is blunt. But this one is sharp. This one is blunt. This one is sharp. So this is Line, Nunda, or Valerio. Either Lane, William Nunda, or Rafael Valerio, which doesn't help me at all. You see sharp, but of bad quality, which is why it's broken here. This is sharp. This is blunt. But this is another guy. What do you have there? Is that just the kukri? Or do you wear something else? I mean, he's with the cannonballs. Are you Rafael Barredia? I'm gonna assume so. Now, what makes more sense for me is that the second mate would be this guy. And if so, I think the gunner would be you, because you at least have a gun. Finally, that would mean this one is the navigator. This is the navigator and this is the gunner. Now, this is the second mate. The second mate, so that's correct. And no, I'm missing the rigger. You're the rigger. You're the rigger. That's it. Not sure how. I guess because he was up here, you could deduce he was the rigger. Second mate. Because that's that. Now skeletons. Let's take a look. First victim. That's the captain, the first mate. Who killed them? This is the bullet that is going to impact, I think. So the sailmaker with a pistol. Second, this guy is the gunner, was killed by the cook with cleaver. That one is easy. Who is this? This guy. Seems to have a golden earring, probably. So it's this guy. Was killed by someone with a dagger. Did you kill him too? It seems to be the same dagger. It doesn't have the same. This one is slightly broken. Does anyone have a dagger like that? No, I don't think so. Anyway, this is the carpenter. I'm gonna say the sailmaker kill him because he's the closest with a dagger. Next skeleton would be this one. Has a silvery kind of ring. Who would that be? This guy. Okay, so I think it's more likely that this is the guy who killed the gunner. No, who killed the carpenter. Because in the sailmaker is on the same side as the carpenter. So the rigger killed the carpenter with a dagger, but the rigger was killed by the sailmaker with the cutlass, which broke, because we know her cutlass was of low quality. Now, who's this? An axe. We know it's an axe. We also know that he has an axe, and I think he's the only one that has an axe. So that would mean that the helmsman killed this. But who are you? Those teeth are not normal. I don't know who you are. Oh, it is the sailmaker. Look, he has a weird tooth on the side, and also it makes sense that it would be her. So I think that is the sailmaker lying there. Next, we have someone with a broken head. Very likely this guy, because he's in the same place. That would be the second mate. Seems to have very serious cranial cut, which makes it likely it was the helmsman with the axe. Who else? This guy has the head the other way around. We know it's this guy, which means he's the master at arms. What happened to you, guy? Someone just shot you. Who shot you? Was it you? I think it must have been you. The rigger with a pistol. Next one. That's the helmsman. With a dagger. Not sure who kills you. At this point, who is even alive? Then there's this guy who has some kind of medallion. Who is that? Not you. Not you. Look, you have awful teeth. Awful teeth. Yeah, it is you. Yeah. Who has that medallion? Not you. You. The cook. The cook dies here. The navigator here. Now the bosun killed the navigator with a harpoon. I think by that means that the cook must have killed the helmsman. And how did you die, cook? You're missing an arm. And there is an arm here. The cook is here. No one is close. I think probably the helmsman killed the cook. Probably with a cutlass. He cut their arm. No, I mean, this guy has the sword out. So probably this guy cut the arm. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Which would mean the gunner killed the cook with the cutlass. But the cook killed him at the same time. Maybe not the gunner, could it be the helmsman? No, it is the gunner. That was correct. What is wrong here? Because the rigger here is unlikely. Could it be the second mate or the first mate? Second mate, maybe. No, it is the rigger. Is it the cutlass? We don't know that he died with a cutlass. Maybe it was the axe. No. Weapon. Dagger, gem, harpoon, cookery, rating. No. How did you die, guy? Cookery? I cannot see the cookery anywhere. Shiny gem. A net. How did you lose your hand? It was the gunner, and we know it was the gunner. It wasn't a pistol, it wasn't the sea. Be the net? No. The ladder? Kukri? Gem? No. Atlas? Dagger? Beaver? Cannonball? Axe? So there's something else wrong, otherwise one of these would have been correct. So which one is also incorrect? No, he definitely died via harpoon. The helmsman certainly died via dagger. The master at arms died via pistol. The helmsman, I think, is very clear given that the second mate seems almost certain that it was the axe to cause that kind of damage. This one. You cannot see it well. Hard to say, really. Could it be the cleaver instead? No, it is the axe. Pistol, cleaver, dagger, cutlass. Could it not be the cutlass here? No, an axe. So one of the killers may be wrong. Did the carpenter kill the captain? No, it is clearly the sailmaker. Did the cook kill the gunner? The rigger killed the carpenter. Right? Yeah. The sailmaker killed the rigger. Yeah, that makes sense. The helmsman killed the sailmaker. Helmsman killed the second mate. The rigger killed the master at arms. The cook killed the helmsman. No, the cook did not kill the helmsman. Who killed the helmsman then? Someone with a dagger. Someone that should still be alive after the helmsman has killed everyone else. Could be the rigger. And then this guy could have died because of the grating. Helmsman, rigger, dagger. So one thing you can do is I can change this to be quickly. Sailmaker killed the helmsman. The dagger. And now the only thing that is missing is that this is still the axe. No? Then probably the cookery. Yeah. So the sailmaker killed the helmsman, and the helmsman killed the sailmaker at the same time. He still had time to go out and die in the stairs. What's that? Oh yeah, look. He has a black eye with the leg, which I think... No, it is here. No, I thought it was this, but I may be wrong. Well, events. In 1797, the last Reaper's first mate was elected the ship's new captain, voted in by the... Who voted for this guy? Rigger. Master at Arms. The helmsman. The cook. And someone else. This guy didn't vote. We're on the same bloody side, pull me aboard. The second mate lost with votes from the gunner, the carpenter, sailmaker. I'm wrong. Quick now, we're wanted in the captain's quarters. No, sorry, the rigger. If the rigger killed the carpenter and the master at arms, then the master at arms must have been for the second mate, while the navigator and the bosun were for the first mate. So the rigger killed the carpenter, the master at arms, the navigator, the helmsman killed the sailmaker, the second mate. Yeah, this is correct. That night, the second mate and his supporters attacked the first mate's faction, resulting in numerous deaths on both sides. While the fight raged, the bosun and the powder monkey escaped with the map. In 1927, Radigan Olita went below deck. We know it's he because of the pipe, having spotted a gem through a grating. But someone Radigan Lita fell, which toppled a ladder. Someone pulled a net, which toppled a ladder. Pulled the lead, which toppled the ladder. So Radigan Lita fell and hit hit what? Hit a cannonball here before being pulled into the sea. You have solved the scenario. Several hours after losing the vote, William Nanda's supporters launched a coordinated attack on Alistair Sim's faction. On the deck, Nanda and the Master-at-Arms ambushed the helmsman, thinking they had him outnumbered. However, they didn't realize the rigger was above them, making it a fair fight, which they lost. Eventually, everyone killed one another, apart from the bosun and his son, who escaped with the map. More than a century later, the expedition team found a shipwreck. Radigan Olita was lured into a trap and dragged into the sea. My dearest Walter Keane, it is with the deepest gratitude that I put pen to paper, for it was by your noble hand that I was delivered from certain doom during the reign of the Order Party. The time has come to repay my debt in kind, as is the custom of Lemuria, a life for a life. I understand that unfortunate events have rendered you a shadow of the man you once were, bowed and wearied by the weight of cruel fate. Yet take heart, for there exists a remedy. On the 27th day of February, a Lemurian sentinel vessel shall depart from the Azure Haven and make its course to the volcanic isle of Craven Rock. Aboard shall be borne a number of sacred relics destined for the annual ritual of restraint. Among these artifacts is one of singular power, known as the Wish Bloom. You shall know it by its unmistakable fragrance, both sweet and strong. Should you come into possession of this gift, you will become a new man. Upon my solemn oath as a son of Lemuria, I affirm that all I have written is true. With unwavering loyalty, Ergin Ptu. I need to stop here for today. I'll come back tomorrow if I can to finish this. And hope they do more, because I really like this game, these two games. If you like this kind of videos, remember to subscribe and leave a like. Also comment, what do you think of this DLC? For now, I am enjoying it the most of the different DLCs for this game. The fact that they have recreated the Obra Dinn in a way, it's, yeah. Chef's kiss. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in William Ware Games Corner.